It's movie talking time.
Yeah, it is.
Welcome back.
Glad to be back. Glad to be here. Still don't have the awesome setup of the house yet, but I guess
Those are some
cabinets will
very
have
nice
to do.
cabinets behind you, though. I like that color. Is that cherry oak wood? Yeah,
Sure.
big fan of cherry wood. So,
Yeah.
welcome to a very special Monday movie news edition of Real Pastors. We're excited to be here. Efren is still on location in Florida.
Yep.
Uh, Efren, you want to give us a report on how things are in the land of Florida these days?
They are as expected. Every single day they have been pouring down rain, thunderstorms at some point in the day. Usually between 3 and 5. Today we had it earlier. And then of course the sun comes out as it is now, nice and shiny and humid.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Humidity.
Yeah. We are
Vicious beast that is humidity.
yeah. Yeah, I know. You take a shower, you walk outside, you're sweaty again. And then, however, we are heading to Alligator Farm, so maybe I will do something stupid and catch me a gator with my bare hands, as is my lifelong dream.
Yeah, it's just the day. It's just the time
Yes, it is.
where you get your alligator. I'm hoping. I'm hoping for you.
Yeah.
You know, that would be great, as I know you have dreamed of that for a long time. Well, we've got quite a bit to talk about today. Over the last week, there's been quite a bit of movie news that has hit the whatever you want to call it, the landscape of movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just dive in. But first, I don't know I hope you don't mind, but I want to tell our viewers and you, good sir, an update on my upgrade to 4K experience thus far.
Yes.
I've mentioned on the show recently that I took the dive. I upgraded to a 4K player. I needed a new Blu-ray player anyway, so I went and got a Sony 4K player, UHD, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I am pleased at the purchase. So I am, when time allows, and I'm not too tired, because I get too tired and fall asleep because I'm old and lame. I've been staying up late watching the movies I got in 4K in an order, and so far I've watched the Nolan trilogy.
Oh, good.
And I'm happy to report that The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises look absolutely amazing in this upgrade. Very worthy.
IMAX versions?
Yes.
Good.
So, especially Dark Knight Rises, when it switches to those IMAX things, it just pops. Batman Begins, still a great movie, don't get me wrong, but it looks just like the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Some scenes you can tell, but it is what it is. Still glad I upgraded it, but trying to think of what else. Right now I'm watching the Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition remastered edition. I'm watching that right now. I haven't finished it yet, but those IMAX scenes are like just the Snyder cut, where it goes to all screen, and holy cow. But I've learned some stuff about 4K and kind of what I wanted to talk about. I've been doing some research.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned what HDR is.
Oh, yeah.
High dynamic range. I didn't really know what that was. My son's screaming in the background. Sorry about that.
These things happen.
He's a lunatic. So if you're going to upgrade to 4K and all that, make sure you have a TV that's compatible for HDR, because if not, you will not see the full benefits. Mm-hmm. And another thing I found out, I've been doing research. And since you've been gone, I've been researching.
Good.
So most TVs these days come automatically set to a thing called auto motion sensor. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
So what it is it gives a TV a soap opera effect when things are moving. And a lot of people in the film industry are furious about it, because it changes the way the filmmaker, directors are wanting a movie to look. So
and no one likes the soap opera effect anyways.
Yes. And so even I didn't know this, but Tom Cruise and the director of Maverick, coming out hopefully soon, can't wait to see it, did a PSA talking about it and said, hey, when you buy a new TV, go and turn this feature off. So yeah, if you got a TV, go and check that setting and turn it off, because you want to watch movies the right way. Am I right? But
I'm going to have to go home and check on mine just to make sure.
Yeah, mine was off, I think, and but it's definitely off now. Yeah, so if you got a TV and you're like, why does it look so weird? That's probably why. For some reason, the industry, they want it to do that. So, and one last thing, and then we'll move on. I wanted to show the world this. This
Oh, nice.
is something I purchased from Etsy. So this is the Indiana Jones 4K collection, steelbooks.
Beautiful.
And it came in a really cheap, busted up box. These steelbooks did, and I love this franchise very much, and I was not happy about it. Mm-hmm. And this guy on the Indiana Jones page that I'm on, he posted that he made these because he was upset about it as I did. So, and I commented, I said, "Hey, if you're ever selling those, let me know." And he sent me a link to his Etsy store. So, nice. Liquid Snake 006. I told you I'd give you a shout out on the show. Well, here you are, buddy. Look at that. Yeah. Very good. Check out his store. He's got some really cool stuff. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, handmade, and it does justice to that amazing collection. So, Liquid Snake 006. Check out his store. He's got some really cool Star Wars stuff that I got as well. So, boom, there's your shout out, there, good sir. So, yes. So, I'm not used to talking that much on this show. Usually, I just kind of, nod.
Yeah. Hey, well, due to our circumstances, man, you got to run this bad boy.
I'm trying. Hats off to you. I never realized how much you put into this. You do the banners and the posters, and I just log in and say, "Hi, how's everybody?" But yeah. So anyway, so there's the name there, Liquid Snake 006. Check out his store, and very worthy purchase.
Oh, I'm gonna be looking too, because that's beautiful work right there.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I didn't bring it in here, but I can't wait to show you the Star Wars stuff I got from his store. So, okay. And here's the thing: it was so cool that it was wife approved. Like, really? I showed her the box, and she was like, "That is really cool. You should get it." Nice. I was like, and she's like, "Yeah, you should get that. It's really cool." I was like, "I like to look at it as supporting an artist." You know what I'm saying?
There you go. You should have told him. Did you tell him it was wife approved? Does he know?
Well, he does now because he said he was going to watch the show. So, because I sent him
okay, there you go.
Liquid Snake, wife approved.
Yeah.
So, there we go. So, you're ready to get into some movie news?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
So, all right. So, you know me. I got to talk about this first. I've been dying to talk about this for a while now. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to pull it up. And
yeah,
there it is. We got Michael Keaton on set of Flashpoint. Bruce Wayne, and by all means, it's just Michael Keaton in a suit. But that's how most people look at it. But I look at that and I think, no, that's Bruce Wayne, homie.
Yeah.
That's Bruce Wayne right there. He is Batman. And this image next to it was also posted by the Flashpoint director, I think. The Batman logo with blood on it, as it seems. Mm-hmm. So, don't know what that means. But, yeah. The excitement for this movie continues, and yeah. So, Efren, what you thinking as you see that image?
Honestly, the first thing I thought of when I saw this image, I was just like, "It looks like they did a pretty good job on that toupee," because we all know Michael Keaton ain't got that hair for real. Like, seriously, that's the first thing that I thought of. And then the second one was, and I'm glad they did a good job on it because he looks like Bruce Wayne from the original Batman, and it does look like, yep, that's him. He's aged, and that's where he's at, and then. Of course, being nerds that we are, I continue to look in, and it looks like with some of the reports that are coming out, like this isn't just a cameo, Gary.
Yeah.
Like he's apparently going to have a significant role in this, and I'm hoping it is kind of a like, hey, he is this old Batman that is going to kind of mentor and help the Flash along through what happened. So what I'm kind of again hoping for, theorizing on my own. I didn't hear anybody else say this. This is just me. What I'm hoping for is maybe we'll get like him talking about things that could have been if the Burtonverse, if you will, would have continued, and if they brought in Flash and his timeline and all this stuff. I'd love to just hear a little bit about that story for him to maybe help this Flash on how to do things or how to fix things or whatever's going to happen. When we know Flashpoint, he goes back in time, he screws stuff up, now he's got to fix it. So I would love to see maybe him using some of that experience that we never got to see, but maybe he can at least talk about it, and then to help this Flash, and maybe, just maybe, I'm just hoping, this will either lead to Batman Beyond with him being old Bruce Wayne, or maybe they'll try to go back and do something with the Burtonverse. I don't know. That's just a pipe dream, I guess. Yeah. But those are the stuff that went through my mind and I started looking for.
Yeah, I'm right. Excuse me. I'm right there with you. I'm so excited. My voice cracks. And it's amazing how we as movie nerds, superhero nerds, whatever you call it, can just get an image like this and just get so excited. You know,
Yeah.
like, but you're right. I mean, he hasn't had hair like that since the mid '90s. You know, and that's the other thing I forgot to mention. I rewatched Batman and Batman Returns because I upgraded them to 4K as well, and it just made me fall in love with those movies all over again. Because they're just so nostalgic. And
Yeah.
you see behind me, I got Batfleck there. My love for him, but Michael
Yep.
Keaton is Batman. That is my childhood in one sentence. Michael Keaton, Batman, and
Yeah.
and I'm right there with you. I have read reports and I've watched a couple shows that have talked about that. It is being rumored that this is much more than a cameo, and I'm trying not to get my hopes up on it. But one thing I did hear, someone said, I can't remember what show it was, but he heard from insiders. The guy said, I don't know what that means, that this could be compared to Sean Connery in The Last Crusade type of role. And I would be so down for that. And honestly, I could see it leading it. I would love it to, I don't want to get greedy or get my hopes up, like I said, but if we got to see a third Tim Burton movie with him or Batman Beyond or both out of this, that would be just fantastic.
Yeah.
It'd be a dream come true. It really would. And
or maybe
the third
Burton is Batman Beyond, because he's old.
Yeah.
Like, what else can you do,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think we live in a time where, I think studios and all that, when you see darker movies, people are wanting to see it. I mean, look at this latest, the Batman trailer. As good as it's very dark, Joker made billions of money. People going to see these types of movies, so maybe they'll let Tim Burton do his thing. So that was very exciting. We also got I think a Supergirl image, but I couldn't find that one. So sorry, folks.
There was a Supergirl image, and a lot of people aren't too happy with it because it doesn't look like Supergirl. That's pretty much like what it is. So for those of you who are nerds, you probably have seen it by now. Like, I saw it. It doesn't look like Supergirl at all. It just looks like something else entirely. So that's pretty much all the news on that one, just to be honest with you.
Well, maybe that's why I thought I couldn't find it, because maybe it did pop up when I looked for it and it just didn't come up. And it did come up, but I just didn't recognize it. So maybe
probably.
That's what it was. But yeah, so Flashpoint, really excited for that one. And we'll see.
And that's the thing with movie nerds. Like, just give us an image. And I guess for us, it's like, it's been talked about, right? But now we saw the image, we see him as Bruce Wayne, and we're just like, it is happening. It's just, that's how we movie nerds are. It's like, once we get one little image, okay, now it's real. Now we can really get excited. And that's all we needed.
Yeah.
At this point, you don't even need a trailer. You got us to 2 photos. We're good.
Yeah. Michael Keaton's got Bruce Wayne old man hair. That's fine. That's all I need.
Yep. Done.
So, yeah. So moving on to our next topic, I guess. Some kind of alarming news from the as I can hit buttons here. So Harrison Ford injured while filming Indy 5. And it appears to have been, let's see if I think, wrong one. See, this is why you do this stuff.
All good.
So he was doing a fight scene, and so the images are not working, so we're going to go without images here. So for you podcast folks, this episode's for you, because I don't know how to do things. But Indiana Jones 5 is being shot currently in London, I believe, and Harrison Ford has been injured filming a fight scene. Thoughts? Hope he's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he's okay. I hope it's something serious. I heard that, obviously this pushes back filming and stuff a little bit. But at the same time, I was just like, you would think they would take extra precautions. Maybe they did. I mean, the guy is a national treasure in both, in both senses of the term, that he's really old and that, of course, he's priceless. But it's just like, I mean, the man's old. Like, what do you not expect? Even if they took all the precautions, there's still a good chance he's going to get hurt. So just hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's something maybe just takes a week or two of maybe like a sprained ankle or something. That'd be good.
I'm hearing shoulder injury. So,
maybe throwing a punch or something.
Yeah.
That's rough. Hopefully
Well,
nothing serious.
it obviously, so it alarms me because, we want to be okay. I mean, we're talking Indiana Jones here, Harrison Ford, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Han Solo himself. But at the same time, it kind of excites me even more because if Harrison Ford's filming his own fight scenes and he's getting hurt, that means he's really going all out in this,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, can we just take a moment to just kind of talk about Harrison Ford for a minute? I know this is not a Harrison Ford episode, but Indiana Jones, Han Solo, Jack Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
he's done, just an icon,
Yes.
But yeah, obviously, I'm excited for that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what it's going to be about. I'm ready to see what the title of that movie is.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Ford or Indiana Jones and
Yeah.
There's been memes everywhere. This Indiana Jones and the Get Off My Lawn. Indiana Jones and
Yes.
the kids and their music are back.
Right. Right. I just hope that, like, based on reports and stuff, that they have some girl that's going to take the mantle and stuff like that. I just hope that they at least explain why it isn't his son that's taking the mantle. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because we already seen his son in Crystal Skull, right? Like, we already seen that. We already know that's a thing. So it's just like, yeah, it's canon. So, like, if it's going to be whoever this girl is, then, like, I want a darn good explanation. And so, which means the pressure is on for a darn good story, like we always talk about on the show. Like, you better have a way to tie this in properly so it makes sense and it serves as a story. And it isn't just changing Indiana Jones to a girl for the sake of changing it to a girl. Like, hopefully they have a really good story that makes sense into this. And we'll just kind of see what happens. Even, honestly, it could even be as simple as it's one of his prodigies from one of his classes that he teaches at the college, or, at the university or something. I mean, I know in the last one he kind of got fired or whatever, and they kind of just left it. Like, so we don't really know what happened. But, like, even if it's something like that, that's fine, but just make sense of it. Don't try to ignore what happened in Crystal Skull. Even though we all like to pretend it didn't happen, it did. It's canon. It happened. So you need to explain what all's going on.
The only way I think it works is if it's not canon. Is before the movie we get a disclaimer from George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford where they watched our Fix It episode and they just tell everyone our ideas and say, this is what happened. Pretend this happened. And I'd be okay with that.
I know, right?
We can do a Q&A. We'd have we can do a Q&A after the movie, and they have us on set rewriting Crystal Skull and we just, one can dream, right? One can
absolutely.
Dream. As we have two people watching us now, we're going to get a public disclaimer about us by George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Yeah, okay.
Hey, listen, if Disney has taught me anything, which Disney owns this, always dream.
Wish upon a star.
That's right.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, when I saw he was injured, I was like, oh no. I remember. Do you remember when he crashed a plane years ago? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I had the same feeling of when, like, obviously it's very different situations, but when David Ortiz was shot in the Dominican Republic a couple years ago, I remember I had both of those moments were like, oh my gosh, is Harrison Ford, is he dead? Oh my gosh, David Ortiz dead? Like, I wasn't ready for that,
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to let you take lead on this next topic because Lord knows I have nothing to offer because I know very little. Transformers.
I have nothing in front of me. Oh, okay, Transformers. I'm like, sorry. I don't know what's in front of me. I don't know what's coming. Okay.
So I accidentally deleted the share screen feature on a StreamYard, so we'll have to. It alerted me and said, I don't know what I did. I don't know what. I did.
No.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, Transformers. The next movie's got a title.
Yeah. Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast.
Yeah.
I just want to say
Rise of the Beast. Yeah, it's Transformers: Rise of the Beast, and of course, Transformers fans like myself, very like. Well, some I should say this. Some that I know are very excited. Some are kind of like cautiously optimistic, I guess is the best way to put it. Because this will, from all reports, this will continue from Bumblebee. This is a sequel to the events that happened in Bumblebee. This will take place in 1994. So Bumblebee took place in 80, I guess it was 83, 84, 85, somewhere around there. I can't exactly remember. And then, so this is taking place about 10 years later. And so the Rise of the Beast, the reason why it's exciting is because, in the I guess mid 90s, when Transformers really started to wane and kind of go away, like less and less people were watching the show, they came out with Transformers Beast Wars. And so they kind of like revitalized the Transformers franchise. And then for guys like us, we went out and got, Optimus Primal and Cheetor and all this kind of stuff. Ride of the Beast. Rise of the Beast. Poor guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary is trying. He is trying his best here, man.
Ride of the Beast.
Yeah, Ride the Beast. Yeah. And so, yeah, and it's still there.
I'm sorry. Just carry on.
Yeah, I will carry on. Gary will get it eventually, folks. Anyways, so new set of toys, new set of story, and then the thing is, and this is what I'm kind of wondering and interested in, is like if they're going to go ahead and do this, because they're going to introduce the Predacons and Terracons and all this great stuff that's coming out of that, and it's kind of interesting because where like Bumblebee was like, I guess at best like a soft reboot. Just because like it took place so quick after the last night, and like even though they had the G1 designs and they have all this different kind of cool story, obviously there's a different story. There's still some things that were like a little similar to Bayformers, but it's interesting to see what happens because in Beast Wars there's this whole time travel like part of the story where they go back in time to try to save Cybertron and go back and all this, that, and the other. Which honestly, with this coming out, we're gonna have Monster Movie Mondays because Transformers are kaijus. So we're gonna have to dig more deeply into this at a later date. But there's this time travel like situation. So I don't know if they're gonna go that route to introduce these beasts, or if they're just gonna like say this already exists in this timeline, and then they just kind of because if you've seen Bumblebee at the end, Optimus shows up. He's getting the rest of the Autobots to show up. Maybe their presence on Earth, if these beasts, the Predacons and stuff already exist, maybe they come out, or maybe the Decepticons are showing up, and maybe they'll explain, hey, over the past 10 years for them to show up to Earth, Megatron already did a thing and brought some of these over. I don't know where they're going with it. I just hope, I hope it makes sense. I hope it isn't just, here it is and they're fighting. Like, I hope there's a good story. However, I did see that Steve, I forgot. The director of Creed, no, that's Steve Carell, sorry. But the director of Creed 2, he's the one directing this movie. Okay. So that gives me a lot more hope because I thought Creed 2 was great. Not as great as the first one. We talked about that before, but still a really, really good movie. So I'm very excited to know that he's the one directing it. And then, of course, Peter Cullen, the man himself, is playing Optimus Prime again. They have said that as long as he wants the role of Optimus is his. So, of course, we still get Optimus in these movies.
There you go.
And it's going to be continuing the same designs from Bumblebee. So we're going to have these G1 designs of the Transformers. And this story will continue. So there's a lot of promise. And I am the one that I'm excited, but I'm still a little cautious because we've only had one great Bumblebee movie, so hopefully they continue that, and hopefully they do this right, because this is a lot they're throwing in after a movie like Bumblebee, where it was very contained, very just just Bumblebee, just two Decepticons, other than the amazing opening sequence, but like it was just a few little things. So now they're trying to throw more. So hopefully this isn't a sequel-itis. Yeah.
I went to the IDB machine, and the director's name is Stephen Capel Jr.
Yes.
So that is, yeah. So, well, yeah. I wish I had. I don't know anything about Transformers. So
that's right.
But
the good friend that you are, he did get me the Blu-ray of the first Transformers and Revenge of the Fallen, which I don't have the Blu-rays to those. So thanks, sir.
Check your pawn shops, folks. It was $1 for both of them.
In a package duo thing.
And
that's what you found.
I took them. So I also got Ace Ventura and Ace Ventura 2 in a pack.
Nice.
And but I was wondering, I was like, because they said $1 a piece at the pawn shop, and it was actually the Habitat for Humanity store, and I was like, I wonder if they're going to charge me more than $1 because it's more than. But nope, they $1. So yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so that belonged to you. That was that belongs on your shelf, not mine. So
yeah, no, and I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, so we'll have to. I'll probably bring in. You guys saw Eric for Godzilla vs. Kong. He is another huge Transformers nerd. Mm-hmm. I've already talked to him about doing Monster Movie Mondays with Transformers because again, monster movies, but giant kaiju, I guess, is really what it should. I mean, it's all big monsters, all right, giant robots. So we're gonna be doing some deep dives on there.
We got a comment from our good buddy Cole. I am both excited and ashamed to be a Transformers fan. You got a rebuttal to that?
Yeah, no, I mean he's excited. He is a huge Transformers fan. He got different generations of it and all. But the thing is, it's like he also understands how great some of the movies were, how not so great some of the movies were, and so he's of the same boat. As a Transformers fan, like, man, I really like this one and this one, but the rest of them were kind of, and Bumblebee was great. So it's just a roller coaster ride with these movies. So hopefully they just take Bumblebee. It was awesome, and they just continue to build on that. And hopefully people show up to the theater to watch it. I know people got sick and tired of the Bayformers, but this isn't the Bayformers anymore. This is different. So hopefully they'll have good trailers and people will show up, so they'll continue the storyline that they're making. And hopefully it's good. But I have faith in the director.
If I was to watch Bumblebee and just Bumblebee, you think I'd be okay to go see this one, or would I need to go watch, because I saw the first one and that's it? Okay.
No, it sounds like just go see Bumblebee and you'll be good.
Okay.
Because
John Cena was in that, right?
Yeah. I mean, kind of. You really could see it. But.
Oh. I see what you did there. That was good. So our next topic, just kind of quickly, I don't have images to show, but Shazam. We got an image of Shazam. And I'll just be honest with you, when you sent me the ideas to talk about stuff for today, I completely forgot about Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say that in a way to knock it, but with the Snyder Cut stuff and all this other stuff going on, I completely forgot about that was a DC EU movie as well that honestly I quite enjoyed. So and we got images of Shazam 2. So thoughts on
Fury
that?
of the Gods. That's what it's called. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And so from the image, since unfortunately technical difficulties, from the image,
sorry folks.
Again, sorry folks, Google it, you'll find it. We love to have it on here for you, but Gary's in training, so that's all right.
I'm an idiot.
but yeah, I mean it's the costume. If you've seen Shazam, spoiler alert if you haven't, but sorry, it's been a few years. But at the end of Shazam, all the kids in that house get the Shazam power. He brings in the family, and so they all have their version of Shazam, and it's all of them in their new costumes, and just saying like, hey, it's coming, and look at their new designs. And honestly, Gary, when I saw the new designs, I really liked them because I know the designs in the first one, they seemed, it kind of seemed like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man outfit, where it was obvious it was padded, and then like the cape, and his cape kind of looked a little funky and stuff like that. And so it was just kind of like, but it was like a real cape a lot of the times, except when he was like flying around and stuff. So this one looks like, they slimmed it down. They made it look more like an actual bodysuit. It looks like it's actually the actors in it. It doesn't look like padded up and stuff. So I'm glad they're doing that. And to me, it signals that they're taking this movie seriously, just like they did the first one. Like if you're going to take the costume seriously, something tells me you're going to take that seriously. Because when you don't take the costume seriously, like Green Lantern, then the movie's going to be trash.
Yep. And so I thought the first one was an absolute blast. And I need to rewatch it. I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah. So when is that set to come out?
It is 2022. I forgot when in 2022. To be honest with you, I don't have it in front of me. So since I'm traveling light here for our show, so I don't have all my stuff as normal.
Good. Yep. All good. And just honestly, I wish I had some research, but the way today's going, I'm just glad that my computer's on. And our last movie news topic, real quick, Jurassic Park 5-minute preview. We got a thing on YouTube. Didn't really see much, but we saw some dinosaurs roaming around a little bit. It was like a trailer for the trailer, kind of, Yeah. So it was a trailer for the trailer, and then there's already, a pirated version, if you will, on YouTube. I kind of saw part of it, and I was like, no, I don't want to. But if I'm going to see this, I'll suck it up and go watch Fast 9 on IMAX so I can watch it. Like, I don't want to watch it like this. But it seems like, and this is what I read, it seems like you get this look of dinos back when,
whatever 65 million years, whatever they're going to put on there.
Okay, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, so it's them like existing back then, and then this is what I read. You see like the mosquito come in and like suck the blood out of a dino, and then it's like fast forward to now, and there's a T-Rex running around and helicopter chasing it, and so you get and something about a drive-in or something. So you get this cool like scene where you're starting to see the dinos just wreaking havoc in today's world, and I'm like, I want to see that. Now that Gary and I are both A-listers, we may just suck it up, go find an IMAX
that's right.
to go watch it. Yeah, we can go watch it and not feel guilty.
I can't wait for this movie. I'm so excited for it. And I don't know. My thoughts on Fast 9. I have no desire to go see it. But yeah, I don't know. Part of me wants to just continue to wait for, Dominion, but at the same time, it's like we've been waiting a really long time, so maybe this 5-minute sneak peek will do some good. So
right.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So yeah, so boom, Dino DNA. You know what I'm saying? So.
Absolutely. And then I know. So I mean, the little trailer for the trailer looked great, and then and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for what's coming. Like you, it's just like I'm ready for this movie. Again, 2022. I don't remember. Right, 2022 or 23?
I think it's March 2022.
Okay.
Oh, it better not be 23. They push it back another year. I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah. So I thought it was summer 22, but I can't remember. Again, I don't have my info. But
I'm ready to see how Chris Pratt's character, his name escapes me, his character's names, and Dr. Alan Grant. I wonder. I'm hoping to see something between them as far as like how they're gonna argue, and how is Dr. Alan Grant gonna take him? Because they're both raptor experts. I really hope that plays into the story.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but it will be interesting because Alan is a true raptor expert where he has studied raptors. Mm-hmm. But I forget.
Hijack on our show now.
What's up? Hey. But you got Chris Pratt's character, he's a raptor expert for the 4 raptors he's had. So like he hasn't actually done the paleontologist research of like actual stuff, but he just knows about his real fake dinos, if you will.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see.
So okay, while we're talking about it, let's just say it. Are we gonna find out that Chris Pratt was the little kid from the first one?
Probably. Probably are.
I remember that theory came out after Jurassic World. I was like, oh man, that's for some reason I just thought that was the funniest thing. I don't know why.
It would be hilarious, and part of me is just like, man, I hope they do it just to be like, here you go, fans. Yeah.
Like, or just like they don't even dive into it. He just says something like, yeah, I used to think they were just giant turkeys.
Yeah. And just leave it at that.
Just leave it there. Yeah. Well, unless I forgot something, I think that's all the topics we got today.
So that's all the time. I was going to bring in, because I saw this report this morning, is that despite all the bad press, Fast 9 still made a little over $70 million over the weekend, which, of course, post-pandemic and all that kind of stuff, I mean, those are great numbers. This franchise is, and this is like, $70 million. This isn't, worldwide. This is in America, right? Because it already released worldwide. I think it's already made over 100 million something worldwide. So this is added to it. So it just did it. And I know people are just talking about how, like, once again, just a flat out stupid, dumb, fun movie, people are flocking to go see. They're putting it right up there. I wouldn't, but they're putting it right up there with Godzilla vs. Kong and Mortal Kombat. That it's just a stupid movie that's for fun, turn your brain off, blockbuster type of flick. And that's what people are flocking to see. They're not going out to see, like, Hitman's Bodyguard didn't do, Hitman's Wife, Bodyguard, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably just another stupid movie, but people didn't go see that. People aren't seeing In the Heights. People honestly didn't flock to see Cruella. I mean, people watched it, but not in these kind of numbers. You know, I mean, Quiet Place 2 did great, but this did better than The Quiet Place 2. And Quiet Place 2 is a fantastic movie, as you know, go check our review on that. Yeah, but the fact that, you know, Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, now Fast 9 are the ones that are leading the way post-pandemic in blockbuster money making.
Yeah, and I mean, we've shared our view. You know, I've shared my views. You've shared your views on the, you know, what happened to that franchise. But I mean, can't hate on them. They're making money. You know, I mean, it is. People, you know, I did laugh at one of the comments on Facebook. Somebody was posting about going to see it, and somebody wrote, "I thought Vin Diesel taking down Godzilla was a little far fetched, but pretty fun movie." You know, yeah, I mean, so yeah, it is. You're right. I mean, that's not my cup of tea anymore. But you know what? I'm just glad people are going to theater. How about that? You know?
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. I'm just like, you know what? Would I prefer this make a lot of money? No, because now odds are there's going to be one more. But you know what? At least people are going to the theater, and you know, even if they're seeing, I mean, hey, people look at us and say, "You love Godzilla versus Kong, and that movie was trash." So to each his own. At least people are going to the theater. That's what's important.
Think about where we were a year ago. The conversations we had on this show about will theaters be gone? How are we going to go see Tenet? You know, and now we're talking about a movie that made a ton of money. So it's just like, all right, how about that?
Yeah,
you know, and you know what? If you made 9, you might as well make a 10th movie.
I know, finish it out.
Let's go for it. Yeah, let's go for it. You know, so. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for being on the show and watching with us. If you're listening to us on podcast, thanks for listening. Subscribe, and you know, I hit the wrong one. I think this is
all good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and yeah, we'll be here. So.
Yeah. We'll be here. Thanks for joining us on our special Monday edition. Due to my vacation scheduling, got to come out on a Monday, but hopefully next week when I'm back home, things will be a little back to normal, and Gary doesn't have to worry about running things. He can just show up and say his piece.
Yeah, and I appreciate you so much more because I didn't realize how many buttons there were to hit. You know. I don't multitask well. I don't know how to talk and hit buttons, apparently. So, anyway. All right. Peace out, movie lovers. See you later.
See you, everybody.